alone. Yes. Very deep words it is. So many wonderful things are there, but only one problem is there, that he lived alone and collected a varieties of flowers, twigs, and tulsi leaves. He also collected the water of Gandaki river as well as various roots, fruits, and bulbs. With these, he offered food to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, and worshipped him. He remained satisfied. In this way, his heart was completely uncontaminated. Just imagine the bhakti of Bharat Maharaj. He is doing pure devotional service to Krishna, and his heart is fully satisfied and completely uncontaminated. And he did not have the least desire for material enjoyment. You know, ekdam, just imagine the heart is completely clean. And that's why he come to the stage of Bhava. Again, he had no material dirt, you know, what we are aspiring for. Nishtha means 75% purified. But he has reached to the stage of Bhava, which is fully cleansed. There is no dirt on me. Very, very powerful. All material desires vanished. In this steady position, he felt full satisfaction and was situated in devotional service.
So Bharat Maharaj was in Bhava state. So when a person is very much advanced, he naturally wants to spread the message of Krishna consciousness. So why he was not spreading this message? Why he was practicing alone?
See, the point is that he may want it, but then there should be instruction. Okay, so one has to follow a spiritual master and act accordingly.
For his renunciation, whose instruction did he take?
That is the instruction given for in Varnashrama Dharma where he is situated to perform the activity. So he was a Grahastha, now he became a Vaprastha, and in case he accepts a Guru, then he can preach, which will happen eventually. Eventually Bharat Maharaj is going to preach. When? After 2 more lives. It will take some life for him to be able to come to that platform. But point is that right now he is doing what is appropriate for a king. Because what happens, why a king is first of all supposed to do such tapasya? So because he has been so much entangled in the household affairs and so much affair. A normal grahastha may be having a little bit household affair. He is like a king. What kind of affairs he had to manage, you know? So it's a very, very, so that's why it is recommended like that. Although you may say that Bharat Maharaj was qualified to go ahead and preach, but then there has to be instruction. One should not whimsically go and preach. That preaching is not going to be effective. So that desire for preaching will be there in the heart, but one will not preach unless there is instruction. Yeah, what is the question?
Vanaprastha ashram, it is the principle that one should preach.
No. In Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement, the principle is that a brahmachari, grahastha, vanprastha and sannyasi all should preach. Okay. This is Mahaprabhu's movement. But the Vedic ashram is, brahmachari means swadhyay. Grahastha means primary dharma of all the 4 ashrama. Brahmachari's primary dharma is?
Study.
Swadhyay is? Study. Study what? Not electrical mechanical. Studying scriptures. Srila Prabhupada books. Then Grahastha. What is the primary dharma? Dan is the primary dharma. Okay. Because Grahastha is earning money, he must give dan. And another point Prabhupada also mentioned, because all other 3 people, they don't earn any money, right? They don't earn any livelihood. So Grahastha's duty is to provide all facilities for these 3 ashramas. So hence only Grahastha is the only personality who earns, and hence his primary duty is done, and through that he gets blessings of all these 3 ashramas. Devotees. Done. So if someone is Grahastha is not doing charity, means he is completely absorbed in sinful life. One should understand, as soon as you are earning money, immediately the first duty is to give dan. How much? 100% everything should be given in dan. We have no example. But anyways, Prabhupada said how much?
50%.
50%. Actually 100%, but now 100% is that 50% directly to Krishna's movement remaining 50 का 25%,
Emergency
25%, 25% for relatives का कृष्ण कॉन्शियसनेस, मतलब 100% कृष्ण चाहिए रिलेटिव्स का कृष्ण कॉन्शियस मेंटेन करने के लिए, लाइक हस्बैंड, मदर, फादर, सबका कृष्ण कॉन्शियस मेंटेन करने के लिए वो 25% आने चाहिए। 25%
हमारा कृष्ण, हमारा कृष्ण कॉन्शियसनेस इमरजेंसी
25% क्या होता है? इमरजेंसी और इमरजेंसी सेविंग, इन्वेस्टमेंट, सेफ इन्वेस्टमेंट, so उसमें जाना चाहिए। तो पॉइंट इज दैट वन शुड बी, इट शुड बी लाइक गॉन फॉर सम सेविंग, दैट फ्यूचर में कुछ इमरजेंसी आए, कुछ इश्यूज आएगा, so that Krishna consciousness should not be disturbed. The purpose again is Krishna consciousness only, so that कोई भक्ति डिस्टर्ब नहीं होना चाहिए, भक्ति एकदम पूरा फुल बजट अच्छे चलता रहना चाहिए, तो इमरजेंसी में काम आएगा। जैसे रूप गोस्वामी ने ऐसा किया तो ये कहाँ काम आएगा? सनातन गोस्वामी को भागने में काम आएगा। So it will come 50% should come. Okay, everyone agreed for this? How many of say that you are agreed to do this? Please say Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
That's soft. How many agree that you will follow this when हम वीडियो रिकॉर्डिंग कर रहे हैं? फिर बाद में दिखाएंगे। How many agree that you will do this principle of 50% giving directly to Krishna conscious movement, 25% for your relatives, 25% for saving? Please say Hari Bol. सबने नहीं बोला, लेकिन हाथ ऊपर करके हरि बोल बोले। सब लोग हेजिटेट है। हाथ ऊपर नहीं था। सारे व्हाट इज इट?
हरि बोल।
So this is the principle. Then Vanprastha. What is the primary dharma of Vanprastha? What is the primary dharma of Vanprastha? Primary dharma of Vanprastha? Tapa. So इसी स्वाध्याय के लिए यहाँ लिख रहे हैं यज्ञ, राइट? सबसे बड़ा यज्ञ, दान, तपा, ठीक है? यज्ञ फॉर ब्रह्मचारी, दान फॉर गृहस्थ, तपा फॉर वानप्रस्थ। तपा मीन तपस्या, ही मस्ट डू तपस्या, ऑस्टेरिटीज, ही मस्ट परफॉर्म। वन में से मुझे 50 उल्टा भी चलता है आजकल क्या करता है? लॉट ऑफ सेविंग सो दैट 50 साल के बाद कंफर्ट, आराम करें। उल्टा है। दिस इज नॉट वर्णाश्रम। वर्णाश्रम मीन्स नाउ आफ्टर 50 you should give up home, you should perform voluntary austerities, go out of the way and do some extra austerities, go to first in the Vedic life. Now in Krishna movement, Vanprastha means, you have heard from Jivanantu, right? Vanprastha means just go out and preach Krishna consciousness, right? So like that. Husband wife can together also go. No need to give wife. Giving up wife is not compulsory here. Giving up material life is compulsory. One should not have any material relationship with the wife, material relationship with children, no financial dependency on anyone, and no job. So, but he should perform austerities, and best austerity is chant Hare Krishna and preach Krishna consciousness in this Kali Yuga. In the previous ages, they would go to a forest. Forest means just imagine, अच्छे से luxury में रह रहे थे गृहस्थ आश्रम में, भी अचानक से forest में रहना है, कुछ सोफा वफा नहीं मिलेगा, उधर भी नहीं बैठ जाने का है, और उधर ही तपस्या करने का है. So that means it's a different type of this, which is what sannyasi's duty, primary duty. Daya. Okay, daya. So jal ke daan tapa, for sannyasi it is there. So for sannyasi he should preach. It's compulsory for him. Okay. The primary duty, he should not be just sitting idle. He should go out and preach. Clear? But in Krishna movement, we don't follow so like this. Like we have to follow this, but this is not all in all, the primary duty of everyone becomes to study Krishna and preach Krishna. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Jaro dekhe taro hai Krishna upadesh, amar agya guru hoye taro idesh. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has requested everyone to preach. So don't think I have to become sannyasi to preach. The Vedic Dharma, only sannyasi should preach, but by the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everyone should preach. Are you okay? Can I continue? In the garden of Pula Ashram, Maharaj Bharaj lived alone and collected a variety of flowers, twigs and tulsi leaves. Ye pad liya, no? Okay. So in that way he was performing devotional service, and he was fully satisfied, his heart was clean. Text number 12. I'm not going to purport because I will focus on some other purports. Next, text number 12. In this way, engaged constantly in devotional service of the Lord. Naturally, his love for Vasudeva, Krishna, increased more and more and melted his heart. Just see how he is performing devotional service. He's completely given him everything, his heart has become pure, and then pure heart, when one focusedly serves Krishna, then heart becomes melted. And his love for Krishna increased more and more and melted his heart. Consequently, he gradually lost all attachment for regulative duties also. So that means he has now transcended Varnashrama Dharma. Okay, right? He's no more part of this. And then what happens? The hairs of his body stood on end, and all the ecstatic bodily symptoms were manifest. Tears flowed from his eyes, so much so that he could not see anything. Thus he constantly meditating on the reddish lotus feet of the Lord. At that time, his heart, which was like a lake, was filled with water of ecstatic love. When his mind was immersed in that lake, he even forgot the regulative service to the Lord. Revo. Regular prescribed duties हो जाता है वो सब फिर भूल कर एकदम ecstasy में. Like what is regulative service means? For example, waking up early in the morning, right? And taking bath, and then come for Mangal Aarti. So like that. So someone may say that, some devotee may say that, today I couldn't come for morning program because Bharat Maharaj forgot regulative service to the Lord, so I also forgot. But is there a difference between the two? Yeah, huge difference. One is forgetting out of mode of ignorance, and another is forgetting out of ecstasy and love for Krishna. Prabhupada's purport. When one is actually advanced in ecstatic love for Krishna, 8 transcendental blissful symptoms are manifest in the body. So he is getting Ashta Sattvika Vikar. Those are the symptoms of perfection arising from loving service to Supreme Personal Godhead. Since Maharaj Bharat was constantly engaged in devotional service, all symptoms of ecstatic love were manifest in his body. Devo. Maharaj Bharat appeared very beautiful. He had a wealth of curly hairs on his head, which was wet from bathing 3 times daily. He dressed in a deer skin. He worshipped Lord Narayan, whose body was composed of golden effulgence and who resided within the sun. Maharaj Bharat worshipped Lord Narayan by chanting the hymns given in Rig Veda, and he recited the following verse as the sun rose. Okay, purport. The predominating deity within the sun is Hiranyamaya, Lord Narayan. He is worshipped by the Gayatri mantra Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Devahi. He is also worshipped by other hymns mentioned in Rig Veda, for instance, Theya Sada Savitra Mandala Madhya Varti. Within the sun, Lord Narayan Shashvita, he has golden hue. So we should remember, whenever we see sun, we should understand the effulgence of sun is
Krishna.
Effulgence, it is whose effulgence?
Krishna's.
Krishna. How Krishna is? How Krishna is effulgence?
Krishna says,
No?
Krishna says, I am listening.
Okay. I am. That way is there, but exactly whose effulgence is coming? Ultimately, everything coming from Krishna, but directly. Surya, who is Surya Narayan? What is the meaning of Surya Narayan?
Predominating deity of the sun.
Predominant deity of the sun. That is sun god, you are saying?
Not demigod, Surya Narayan.
Presiding deity of sun.
Deity.
Presiding deity. And Surya Dev?
Is demigod.
Hiranmaya.
Hiranmaya to Lord Narayan होगा.
Suryadev कौन है?
Suryadev is the one who he is charioteer of the sun planet.
He is not charioteer. He's a king. He has a charioteer. Charioteer के नाम है? Varuna. So Suryadev is the demigod, is the devata who is worshipping Surya Narayan. Okay. So Suryadev sitting on the chariot. Okay. He is the king of the planet who is sitting on chariot. There are many, I don't know the number, but many thousands and thousands of sages who are meditating there, who are sitting also in that chariot, huge chariot, very huge. Like Earth planet, say several times bigger chariot is there. So huge chariot, and this chariot is being driven by the 7 houses, and this chariot is going. And Suryadev, strangely, generally his chariot आगे जा रहा है तो आप ऐसे face करेंगे ना, but no, Suryadev is facing opposite. Why? Because there is a Surya Narayan deity is standing there. Suryadev is worshipping that deities. So this effulgence is coming from the Supreme Personal Godhead himself. Okay. So many people may worship Surya, but they don't know whom they are worshipping, whom they are supposed to be worshipping. We are not supposed to be worshipping Suryadev. Okay. We can worship through Suryadev, we may worship Surya Narayan. So that's why these mantras in Rig Veda, refer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose effulgence is this, sun, light, okay, which is maintaining everything. Okay, this mantra Om Bhur Bhuva Swa Tatsavitar Varenyan Vargo Devasya Dhimahi means I meditate on that Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose effulgence is maintaining this Bhu, Bhuva, Swar. Bhuloka, Bhumandala. Bhuvar is the Antariksha, the space between Swarg and Bhuloka, and Swarg. Swarg means Swargaloka. So all these 3 planet systems are maintained by the effulgence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om Bhur Bhuva Swa. Okay, so that is the mantra he is chanting. In that way he is worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he is so ecstatic.
Presiding deity of moon is also
presiding deity of moon. What we have heard, what is in Bhagavatam, is that moon has a special grass, okay, which is this effulgence which is coming. It is coming from the nectar in the grass, so it is a reflection coming from the sun only. So moon deity has a moon god only. Okay. So everyone is focusing on Surya only. Even moon is also focusing on Surya Narayan. Everyone, that's why it says Om Bhur Bhuva Swa. So all these 3 planetary systems, everyone is meditating on Krishna in the Suryadev. Okay. That is a like direct deity. That's why as Suryadev, as sunrise happens, it's like the darshan is open. This darshan. Okay. The Lord is giving darshan. Okay. Only thing is you can't see his face. So that's why the devotees also pray that please remove this effulgence, golden effulgence, and let me see the mukham, your face. Okay. So that is also, this prayer also can be done to the Surya.
What about the life cycle of a star? Like the sun is also a star.
Oh. So I would say that there are 2 understandings of the cosmology. Okay. Better we go like this. Okay. So there are scientists, modern scientists, they are trying to think sun as a star. They are thinking sun as a star. And these stars also, they are thinking that they are sun. They think that stars are the sun. So that is their idea. They have their own, some observation and some much observation and this much speculations. Right? 0.001% observation and 99.999% speculations. Based on that, they have so many theories, so many galaxies, so many things happening. So it's okay. They may have their idea. They cannot verify what they're saying. Right? Can they say that sun has this much lifetime, stars have this much lifetime? No verification. You have some theory, you can speculate. So my point is that they have some ideas, and that is constantly changing also. It's constantly, they say, they said this, then they said this. They will keep changing. So, and there is another cosmology idea, which is called as Bhagavad cosmology. So we are talking from that right now. Okay. So as per Bhagavad cosmology, these stars. Should I tell what are they? What is sun? What is sun? Sun is obviously a very huge planet. It is also one of the planet, but very prominent planet. Whereas all the stars and moons, they are also planets. Everyone is revolving around Meru mountain. Okay. Earth is stationary, situated on a Bhumandala, and all these stars and suns, everything is running very fast all around. But Earth is not the center. The center is like, they are not saying, what is it? Earth is the center, everyone is rotating around. Earth is just one of the place. The center is the Meru Parvata. Center is Dhruv Tara, you can say. From the sky point of view, the center is Dhruv. That's why it's called as pole star, no? And he's a pole, it doesn't move. Dhruv Tara rotate on its own axis. And all these other planets, these all other stars are also, you can say planets or you can say spaceships. These are the places where many demigods are staying there. These are the ships also. But they reflect only one ray of sun. So their reflection is very small. Okay. Moon is very prominent. That's why it is said that what is the need of so many taras? Because one moon is sufficient to light up the whole sky. So moon is very prominent. This is Bhagavad cosmology. I can understand that those of you who have studied the modern scientists, they will be scratching your head. No, bro, moon तो एक छोटा सा चीज है. तारा बहुत बड़ा सोलर सिस्टम है उसमें तो. So ठीक है, उनका speculation है. And fine, doesn't matter. Everyone can have their theory, but point is that as much as you cannot defy what Bhagavatam is saying, as much as so everyone can speculate, and slowly we can analyze more deeply scientifically. I would request those who want to study these things and try to see what is making more sense. Ultimately आपको प्रूफ करने के लिए तो आपको जाना पड़ेगा, पर आप वहाँ तक जाते जाते आपका लाइट ईयर्स एंड लाइट की स्पीड से भी जाएंगे और बोलते हैं 1000 लाइट ईयर. अभी 1000 ईयर्स जिंदा रहेंगे क्या? 1000 ईयर्स छोड़ो, मैं कहता हूँ स्पेसशिप में आप बैठोगे पता नहीं कितने समय जिंदा रहोगे ना. एक साल जिंदा रह पाओगे पता नहीं. So my point is to verify like this is very tough. So everyone can have their own calculations, and I can also explain a mistake which the modern scientists have done, due to which they have ended up in such kind of speculations. So that is a different subject altogether. I'm not going to it.
In all stars there is life, bro.
There are people living there. And there is predominating deity. Actually, who is sitting and who is rotating? They are all doing worship. They are all personalities. Stars are not personalities. Stars are the planets. Like, it's like planet means not like huge, such a huge planet, but they are spaceships or planets. They are wonderful places, but not like sun, not like moon. The sun, moon, or even Venus. These are big planets. They don't come in the category of stars. Venus, Neptune, all these things. These are higher planetary systems. Obviously, we call it Shukra, Mangal, Shani. So all these grahas. See, these modern scientists have taken everything from Vedas only. They took everything nicely, but after that, some people came. They did some miscalculation. One foolishness happened, and after that, the huge speculation. 500 years ago, this one speculation. After that, huge deviation from the Vedas. Before that, everyone was understanding what is there in Vedas. So anyways, this is a different topic. This topic has been what I'm speaking is the source of this is His Grace Sadapur proposed one lecture. I heard that, and then that lecture helped me to understand that why such a big deviation happened. Although everyone was following Vedic authority, one did a big calculation mistake. उधर से पूरा concept change हो गया, पूरा Vedic life का. But why that is like speculation. you make one wrong assumption, and from that whole calculation will change. And now that assumption is an assumption. Okay, right? No one can prove that this assumption is right. And based on this assumption, everything is happening. What modern scientific theory is there of cosmology based on that assumption. But as per Bhagavatam, that assumption is wrong. So as soon as you remove that assumption, whole modern cosmic Vedic cosmology will collapse. It's just based on one axiom. Just like if I say 1 plus 1 equal to 3, and based on this, now I am going to make the whole calculation. I may come up with a completely new theory. But the whole problem is that the first line I wrote was wrong. If I just change it back, then everything will come something else. Okay. So anyways. आप लोग डेविएट मत करिए, ठीक है? Okay, let's come back to Bharat Maharaj. Haribo. Next verse. We are going to text chapter number 8, text number 1. Shri Sukdev Goswami continued. Chapter 8. Please come to chapter 8, text number 1. Sukdev Goswami continued. My dear king, and began chanting his beginning with Omkar. So Maharaj, let's focus on Gandaki river and the bank, and Bharat Maharaj is sitting there performing his duties. O king, while Bharat was sitting on the bank of that river, a doe, being very thirsty, came there to drink. What is doe? She deer. While the doe was drinking with great satisfaction, a lion, which was very close, roared very loudly. This was frightful to every living entity, and it was heard by the doe. By nature, the doe was always afraid of being killed by others, and it was always looking about suspiciously. When it heard the lion's tumultuous roar, it became very agitated, looking here and there with disturbed eyes. The doe, although it had not fully satisfied itself by drinking water, suddenly leaped across the river. So jumped across the river. Just imagine, it's a big leap. River ka idhar bank pe thi, she jumped on the other side. But what happened? The doe was pregnant. When it jumped out of fear, the baby deer fell from its womb into the flowing waters of the river. The delivery on the hava mein ho gaya. So the child fell in. Being separated from his flock and distressed by miscarriage, the black doe, having crossed the river, was very much distressed. Indeed, it fell down in a cave and died immediately. So immediately she jumped there and she just died. Because she just gave a delivery and she was jumping such a big shot, distressed by that child, and just died. This whole thing is seen by Bharat. The king Bharat, the great king Bharat, while sitting on the bank of river, saw the small deer bereft of its mother, floating down the river. Seeing this, he felt great compassion. Like a sincere friend, he lifted the infant deer from the waves, and knowing it to be motherless, brought it to his ashram. Right. So how many of you feel what Bharat Maharaj did is wrong? How many feel what Bharat Maharaj did is right? So much. You are saying wrong?
Both are, I don't approve both. I don't just tasting whether or not.
It's a logical question. This doesn't require further study of Bhagavatam. It's simple. A small infant, just not an infant, newly born, just now born, small dear child is floating in the river. Bharat Maharaj felt compassion and brought the deer out, and brought it to ashram. What is the issue? Why you are confused?
Because you asked this question of us. It's so simple and
I asked this question because everyone knows Bharat Maharaj fasting. That's why I asked. There was a mistake here. Was there any mistake here? How many of you say no mistake here? Huh? There's no mistake here. That's right. So because one may say that Prabhu लेकर ही क्यों आए? नहीं, लेके आना भी mistake नहीं था. Okay, that's not a mistake. Obviously, now Prabhupada, the purport is going to speak. That's why before reading the purport, I talked about that there was no mistake here, but Prabhupada is going to talk about the mistake which will happen later. Okay. So let's read the purport. But Maya Devi does like that. You have to understand the how sudden there's a gross way that just like here there is no mistake, it's very clear. Hence when Maya comes, it's not necessarily that it comes in a way that you say that अरे ये किया ही क्यों नहीं, ये करना गलत नहीं था, but then उसके बाद जो किया आपने वो गलत. Understand? So that's why we have to be understanding the subtlety very seriously. So Prabhupada is now explaining that point. Please hear. The laws of nature work in subtle ways, unknown to us. Maharaj Bharat was a great king, very advanced in devotional service. He had almost reached the point of loving service to the Supreme Lord, but even from that platform, he could fall down onto the material platform. In Bhagavad Gita, we are therefore warned. Yamhina vyatanti eti purusham purushar shabha samadukha sukham dhiram somritvaya kalpate. Best among men, Arjuna, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is steady in both is certainly eligible for liberation. Spiritual salvation and liberation from material bondage must be worked out with great caution. Otherwise, a little discrepancy will cause one to fall down again into material existence. By studying the activities of Maharaj Bharat, we can learn the art of becoming completely freed from all material attachment. As will be revealed in the later verses, Bharat Maharaj had to accept the body of a deer due to being overly compassionate for this infant deer. What is the issue? Compassion is a problem, huh?
No.
Compassion is not a problem. What is the problem?
Overly compassion.
What is meaning of overly compassion? मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा मैं लोगों के बारे में चिंता कर रहा हूँ, ये गलत है क्या? What is overly compassion?
He gave up his own spiritual duties for the compassion of the other.
He is thinking that I can help them. He should think that on and I should become
Yogeshwar is there. That's true. So overly compassion basically is referring to material compassion. Yeah, material compassion. That's more specific. What point you said?
That
He gave up his own spiritual duty. Yeah, this is called material compassion. Material compassion means compassion for the
material
body. So that is the problem. The problem was Bharat Maharaj became compassionate for the body. That's why he forgot his own spirituality. He forgot Krishna. We are doing in compassion, we always in Krishna. In the compassion. When that becomes real. Right?
In the previous verses, it is explained that the heart is completely cleansed, 100%. Then how can this happen?
So compassion is what? Is a divine quality or a demonic
No,
quality?
overly compassionate quality.
So that can come to anyone. That's the point. See, compassion is there. Now, if one is little bit inattentive, right? Krishna consciousness is like that. If you are focused on Krishna, you will remain pure. It's not that you have become pure. Now that's it. No. Well, if you become pure, now you should continue chanting, because material attachments or material problems can come anytime. You are in material world. Till the time you are in material world. That's why it says. That's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 5.22. Krishna says that यही सबसे बड़ा जाप होगा दुख योना ही ये बते आदि अंत तो कौनते ना तेषु रमते बता. When showing the senses in touch with the sense objects, else it will create misery. And we say, यार कब तक इसको tolerate करने का है? Because senses are craving, तो कब तक करने का, क्या बोलते हैं नेक्स्ट वर्स?
Death.
What is the next verse? Prag Sharira Vibhushana. Have I Sonam. 5.23. So it says Prag Sharira Vibhushana. Till the time you leave this body, you should be very, very cautious. Because till the time material world में है, कभी भी कुछ भी हो सकता है. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given another method, that is, just be absorbed in always chanting the holy names and always preaching Krishna consciousness. Then you will be aloof. So point is, Krishna se jab tak touch mein hai, till that time it will be done. So what happened is that compassion is not problem, but then Krishna ko bhul gaye, then that compassion will turn into material, and then it create material attachments. Okay. So उधर से पूरा फॉल्ट शुरू हो जाएगा. So कृष्णा को नहीं भूलना. Okay. There will be so many things which will come in our life which will. Maya's only work is this. Maya actually have no capacity to attack a devotee. Not possible. Only Maya can try to help us somehow or the other tell that थोड़ी देर कृष्ण को भूल दो. If Maya could convince us to forget Krishna, that's it. After that everything is done.
यही कारण था ना कि हम ऊपर से पकड़ता हूँ नीचे आगे भगवान को भूल गए.
हाँ, बस कृष्ण को आप भूल जाएंगे. कृष्ण बोलिया से जे भोग वंशत निकटस्था माया झपटिया, फिर माया पकड़ लेगी. जब तक कृष्ण के पास है तब तक माया का कोई शक्ति नहीं है. कोई शक्ति नहीं है टच करने का. माया बस एक ही चीज कराती है कि आपको कन्विंस कराती है कृष्ण को छोड़ दो, कृष्ण को छोड़ दो, बस कैसे भी. और वो नहीं छोड़ा आपने तो आप बच जाएंगे. ठीक है. So Prabhupada is telling here. By studying the activities of Maharaj Bharat, we can learn the art of becoming completely freed from all material attachments. As it will be written in later verses, Maharaj Bharat had to accept the body of deer due to being overly compassionate for this infant deer. We should be compassionate by raising one from the material platform to spiritual platform. Otherwise, at any moment our spiritual advancement may be spoiled and we may fall down onto the material platform. Maharaj Bharat's compassion for the deer was the beginning of his fall down into the material world. So, if Maharaj Bharat would have just taken the deer out of the lake and then left it, that Krishna will take care of him, Krishna will protect him, then everything would be alright. But he thought, as Vishnu was saying, he thought that I have to take care of him. He forgot Krishna. For Krishna has gone out of equation. So as soon as Krishna goes out, problem begins. So that's why Prabhupada is saying that even he can think of deer. Okay, deer has come. Okay, let me try to help this deer chant Hare Krishna. Then if deer can chant, then fine. But not that for that I will neglect my duty. But this was not happening. Neither Bharat Maharaj was thinking of deer to chant Hare Krishna. Neither he was doing his own spiritual duties properly. He was becoming more and more attached. Next verse. Gradually, Maharaj Bharat became very affectionate toward the deer. He began to raise it and maintain it by giving it grass. He was always careful to protect it from the attacks of tigers and other animals. Because you can see that he had this Kshatriya. Kshatriya, he is supposed to now give up all that bhav. But again that old Kshatriya bhav came up. That Kshatriya bhav means what? I am the protector. I am the protector. I should protect. So now he was trying to protect this deer. So now that is how he is slowly falling to material platform. When it itched, he petted it. Oh, kya ho gaya beta? And in this way, he always tried to keep it in a comfortable condition. He sometimes kissed it out of love. Being attached to raising the deer, Maharaj Bharat forgot the rules and regulations for advancement of spiritual life. And he gradually forgot to worship the Supreme Godhead. After a few days, he forgot everything about his spiritual advancement. Hare Krishna. थोड़ा सा नेग्लेक्ट करते पूरा छूट गया. From this, we can understand how we have to be very cautious in executing our spiritual duties. By observing the rules and regulations and regularly chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. If we neglect doing this, we will eventually fall down. So we have to understand. Neglect in spiritual duties can be very dangerous. What is that neglect Baba is telling? We must rise early in the morning, bathe, attend Mangalarti, worship the deities, chant all the rules prescribed by the acharyas and the spiritual master. If we deviate from this, even though we may be very highly advanced, Hare Krishna. Understand? So one should not think, क्या बच्चे लोग डांस करो अच्छे से, नए बच्चे हैं उनको डांस करो, हम अभी सीनियर डिवोटी हो गए. Immediately one will fall. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, very very important verse. This is verse I really like so much. 18.5. Yagyadana tapa karma na tyajam karyameva tat yagyodana tapasyaiva pavanani manishina. Acts of sacrifice, charity and penance. What is that? Yagya, Dan, Tapa. Are not to be given up but should be performed. Indeed, sacrifice, charity and penance purify even the great souls. Right? Even Manishina, Pavanani Manishina. One may say, but he is already pure. So why he will be purified? Because he is still in the material world. So one should not think that now I have become so advanced, I don't have to do Yagya, Dana, Tapa. What is Yagya, Dana, Tapa in Krishna movement? What is Yagya?
Chanting Hare Krishna.
What is Yagya? Chanting Hare Krishna. Sankirtan Yagya. There is only one Yagya at the stage of Kali. So that Yagya, Sankirtan Yagya should not be given up. If you read the purport to 18.5, Prabhupada explains this. Sankirtan Yagya. Then what is done?
Preaching Krishna.
Preaching Krishna consciousness. Also giving charity. Giving literal charity. Everyone should give charity. One should not accumulate too many things. One should always distribute. And yes, he should preach Krishna consciousness. And what is Tapa?
Follow
principles and
attend Mangalarti or the
full morning program and follow your principle. That is Tapa. So one should not give up these things. Okay. One should see Dhan is also very important in the sense of giving charity, in the sense of not accumulating. Why it is so? Because all these three things neglecting will lead to a jiva doing sense gratification. Very simple. Okay. Right. As soon as you stop giving charity, that charity means one should keep minimal with them and remaining you should distribute to others. So if one don't do that, then what will happen? Huh?
material development in their mind.
What will happen? He will do
Material development.
sense gratification. Okay. Right. You see, similarly, if suppose you are earning very good big salary and you give very little donation, what you are going to do now?
Sense gratification.
Sense gratification. Right. Immediately, what is that? Billion sale.
Big billion sale.
Big billion sale. You just open that and you perceive everything. Yeah, अभी तो है मेरा balance.
अभी तो है.
Sense gratification. You don't need all these things. Give to Krishna. Give to Krishna. Give everything to Krishna. So be in poverty. And devotee should always live basic minimum needs. बस उसमें हम रहेंगे, खुश रहेंगे. Then you will be happy. If you do sense gratification, you will be.
Reading Srila Prabhupada books falls in Yajna.
What?
Reading Srila Prabhupada books.
Reading Srila Prabhupada books falls in Yagya as such, but it also falls in Tapa. Prabhupada was once asked. From Prabhupada's words, it falls in Tapa. Prabhupada was once asked.
The tapasya is to study Purana.
Yes. that what tapasya Prabhupada should do. Prabhupada said the tapasya is to study my books for 4 to 5 hours. Every day, weekly days. That is tapasya. That also comes under tapa. So one should do it. One should do it irrespective of, because it purifies everyone. Even if one is in renounced order, he should never give up the regulated principles. He should worship the deity and give his time and life to the service of Krishna. He should also continue following the rules and regulations of austerity and penance. These things cannot be given up. One should not think oneself very advanced simply because one has accepted the sannyas order. The activities of Bharat Maharaj should be carefully studied for one's spiritual advancement. So it's very important. Very important for all of us that we that very harmful character. So very important, and one should very seriously see in one's life, because we all, at least for the youths, at least for the age in which all of us are. Obviously, I may be, maybe how much? Maybe 15, 20 years elder to some of you. At least 15 years elder to me, sabhi sab mein. What is the maximum age here? I'm not including Jyotirmay. The maximum age here? 23. So 15, 15 years at least. But still I'm keeping myself in the same category, because still we have youthful energy. Okay, right? We have not become old people. Maybe after 70 I can say that. After another 30 years I can talk that young people like that. But now I am also young. So at least this age group, till the time you are 40, 45. Ravishankar is 56. How he is active. So I think 56 also we should not think like that. So I think we should include the age group from 18 to 56. This is a good age. Till the time this much age at least. Right? Till this much age. At least one should have no excuse to say that to have physical activities. We should understand we have passion. We have so much passion. If we don't engage that passion in wonderful physical services of doing sufficient tapasya, of doing Harinam Sankirtan, chanting, dancing, doing wonderful services like cleaning, cooking, all these wonderful services, then what will happen? मैं यहाँ पर लिखता हूँ, आप लोग बताते जाओ. I'm looking for one word, but let us see what all more will happen. If V means from age 18 to 56. Anyone here in between this age group? For them this question is. And if after Radheshyam will become 60 and he is actively moving, then we will keep increasing this. if we don't engage sufficiently, enthusiastically engage physical, dynamic seva to Krishna, like
Chapati making.
chapati making, vessel washing.
Preaching.
That's pretty.
परचेजिंग
कुकिंग में आ गया
क्यों नहीं आई
Studying. क्योंकि स्टडिंग में फिजिकल टाइम में खो जाता है ना साइकिल से अप डाउन अप डाउन अप डाउन अप डाउन अप डाउन दैट्स गुड पॉइंट
You follow maintaining.
टीचिंग में आ गया ना
तो actors ऐसे के प्रसाद
Okay. This is also very important service, huh? Please.
फिजिकल डायनामिक्स
Huh? Okay, I'll write two very important which are not speaking, but we should work on it. There is book distribution. Hari Bol.
अरे टीचिंग वाला
One more. Harinam Sankirtan. Hari
है
Bol. Jumping and dancing and roaring and going around and doing book distribution, distributing Shaya Baba books. And Prasadam distribution. Hari Bol. Prasadam online ठीक है, but distribution ज़्यादा physical work है. What do you think? Online is more physical work or? But before distribution we can all. We can get energy, you know. We take prasadam so that we can go out and give prasadam. Also you can easily distribute as much as people want, you know, if you are honored sufficiently, you know, है ना? अगर आप चाहते हैं भक्त लोग प्रेम से सेवा करें तो उनको अच्छे से प्रसाद खिला दो पहले, तो पूरा पेट भर जितना भी सेवा करें. So if you don't do this, then what will happen? अगर ये सब हम करने में
मटेरियल फिगर
हाँ?
मटेरियल फिगर
means more specific word?
endeavor for passion for self-service.
Desire for material enjoyment and sense gratification increases rapidly.
Increases?
Rapidly.
Desire for material enjoyment. Increases? You can write like this. Exponentially? Or E power T actually.
E or X.
E power T. So you'll find that you stop doing these things and suddenly your what is desire? Desire for material enjoyment
And sense gratification.
और भक्ति का कोई रिलेशन है क्या?
हाँ, inverse.
हाँ?
Inverse.
In bhakti what we are trying to do? Cleansing. इसी को क्लीन करते हैं ना, यही तो चीज़ है ना. हाँ, यही है. अभी ये कम किया तो ये बढ़ रहा है, तो उल्टा हो रहा है. अभी इसी को घटाना तो ये तो बढ़ेगा, एक्सपोनेंशियली बढ़ेगा.
फायदा नहीं है.
कुछ तो गड़बड़ है, इसको रोकना नहीं है. What else?
बूढ़े हो जाएंगे तब ये सब के बारे में सोच भी नहीं सकते. अगर अभी नहीं कर रहे तो बाद में भी नहीं कर पाएंगे. 56 के बाद.
Actually, what you are saying is a very deep one. This is what I am looking for. And use the word which I am looking for to explain your point. Your point is very important. This is called as, technically this is called as lethargy. So this lethargy is a very dangerous thing because if one becomes lethargic, then one can't rise up easily. इनर्शिया होता है ना, इनर्शिया. अगर मेरे मोमेंटम बना हुआ है तो चलता रहेगा. 56 क्या है? I know a proper disciple, I told about Udayanand, right? 70 years old, proper disciple, and the way he jumps and dances. So those who are constantly engaged like this, they can continue for much longer time. So because one can't rise up easily. Later, it becomes impossible. What else? Anything else? Any other problem?
Lose taste for chanting.
Yeah?
Losing taste for chanting and hearing.
Why this happens? Why one lose taste for something?
Material desires comes in our life.
Result of this. This leads to lose taste for something. Any other reason why the chanting taste may be lost?
Offenses.
Not doing service, then they are not practically applying.
Chanting is also a prayer.
Hence, what is happening? Not doing service means what we are not doing.
Taste
Taste of chanting has a relation with something.
Vaishnav Seva.
Vaishnav Seva. So that means what is not happening by this?
Vaishnav Seva is good.
Yeah, that's right. More specific, I would say, because
Vaishnavas blessings.
Vaishnava blessings. Because we are not pleasing Vaishnavas. So by pleasing Vaishnavas, actually taste for chanting comes. That is a direct relation. So there is a lack of, because Vaishnava, especially Srila Prabhupada's desire is that we should do these things. So when we are not doing that, so slowly, lack of taste of chanting. These are material desires are happening. What else?
So realization.
Yeah?
Realization.
Realization. Why realization won't come?
Service not rendering service.
No, it's simple. Realization कैसे आता है? What is the formula of realization? Hearing,
Understanding,
hearing and understanding, then
churning, service.
applying. Whatever you have heard, understood, and you hear, understand, do mananam, do ध्यान सब करते रहो, चरण करते रहो सब कुछ, और उसके बाद फिर अप्लाई करना होगा. अप्लाई करेंगे तो क्या होगा?
Realization.
तो एप्लीकेशन में गड़बड़ लग रहा है. सब कुछ आप कर रहे हैं पर ये सब सेवा नहीं कर रहे हैं, एप्लीकेशन नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो क्या होगा? रियलाइजेशन नहीं आएगा. दिस इज एप्लीकेशन. वेरी गुड. व्हाट एल्स?
It will lead to offenses to other activities, to material.
It will lead to offenses. Main reason is this one. This will cause the offenses. Okay, so it's clear, right? So we have to understand. So yesterday, let me see what I wanted to speak. So the point is that we should be very careful. I'll conclude in 15 minutes. Okay. I'll take this 9 o'clock. I'm supposed to end at 9, but I didn't took many classes from so long, so I should compensate for all the classes just in 15 minutes. I'll try my best to complete in 15 minutes, and then we'll take Prasadam. During Prasadam, we can have question answers and further discussion. Let me speak. Now I am beginning the class. Hari Bol. With this, we ended the introduction to today's class. So the whole point is that we can see from the pastime of Bharat Maharaj that he got carried away by material attachments. And when one gets carried away by material attachment to one thing, then one neglects other things. Okay. Especially, I'm talking this in relation to our situation. Obviously, one of the point we can think is that Bharat Maharaj was saved, could have been saved if he was in devotee association. Devotees would have been corrected. Prabhu, Maharaj in one lecture says that if he were in devotee association, someone would have come and done, Bharat Prabhu, I'm seeing nowadays too much with that deer. Huh? No, I'm not like that. you're becoming too much attached. No, no, no. I'm not attached to that. Not like that. है ना? कोई जब correction मिलता है तो ऐसे ही बोलते हैं ना हाँ, क्या बात है ऐसा नहीं है you must be envious of me. I'm only doing such nice bhakti. I've reached to the bhava. You saw my tears and everything. That's why you must be feeling envious of me. That's why you're speaking all these things just to show me down. I'm not like that. I'm not attached to deer. Where is that deer? I don't care for deer. That way somehow the other he'll understand that. Oh, actually I'm attached. Yes, yes. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro, for telling me. Actually, I became attached. Yeah. I'm not chanting properly. Whole chanting, I'm just thinking of dear. It's like, yes, right. It's very clear. So in that way, he would have. So that's why we should understand in devotees association it is very important that we help each other to learn to balance the aspects. Okay. So for us in our lives, there are many aspects in which we are performing devotional service, and material attachments can make us sometimes focus on one of the aspects, neglecting the other aspects. Okay. For example, for Bharat Maharaj, is not wrong. Compassion is a divine quality. But that compassion led to neglect of his other duties. Right? And that led to completely disbalance of his spiritual life. And that led to so much problem. And that led to material attachment, that led to so many issues. So we should understand we each and every one of us sitting here, we have great responsibilities to help ourselves and to help so many others. So let Maya not cheat us, not distract us by making us attached to one particular thing, one particular aspect of life. What are the aspects of life this voice has, which you have to manage?
Morning, bro.
What are the aspects?
Morning, bro. Sadhana. Studies. Iron services. Teaching.
Department services.
Family. Health. Maintaining 4 regulator principles. Maintaining regulator principle. 4 regulator principle.
Four rings. सब एक ही डिवोटी ने आंसर दिया लग रहा है बट अलग नेकलेस पर राइट तो इतना सारा बैलेंस करना है
मुश्किल है
हाँ?
Service to spiritual master.
सब सर्विस नहीं है यही तो है सर्विस स्पेशल मास्टर नॉट एल्स दिस इज आवर सर्विस द सर्विस स्पेशल मास्टर इज टू बैलेंस मुझे क्या बात करना है 10 बॉल को ऐसे बैलेंस करेंगे how I'll do that. Yeah, so this is the point. So Maya's work is what? Maya's work is to make us focus on one thing and neglect others. Any one thing. If you just start doing one thing and neglect others, then we are going off track and we are going to Maya. Right? and we'll forget Krishna. So we must learn to balance all our duties. No one may say, Prabhu ji, but इतना सारा चीज बैलेंस करने के लिए रहेगा तो प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा. कैसे बैलेंस होगा? What is the solution? How to balance?
Take guidance.
Okay.
Follow priority order.
Follow priority order. What else?
Take shelter of the spiritual master.
You should do special master by taking guidance only, or just that is guidance only.
Guidance and applying also. Guidance and applying also. Guidance and applying also.
And applying the guidance. Yes. Okay, what else? One thing I'll tell you. How to balance? Easiest. Yeah, this is the way to balance. Then next question I would say, why so many things to balance? Is it not becoming too much? So many things to balance. What is, if you have so many things to balance, उससे क्या होगा?
If you have less things to balance, then we will use that time in Maya service.
The purpose of this is why so many things to balance. The answer is to make sense regulation equal to zero. That is the purpose. Okay. So if you have so many things in our life to balance, then what happens?
No time for self gratification.
Self-realization पूरा zero हो जाता है. So yesterday, actually, something happened. Today's class is based on that. Today's class and beginning based on what happened yesterday. So yesterday there was a all India voice preachers meeting. Okay, AIVPM बोलते हैं. So all over India, all the voice preachers, not youth preachers बहुत हैं. Voice preachers means Radhesham Prabhu's the system of voice those who are following. So around 100 devotees all over India they in this meeting and who are preaching in voices. So in that meeting yesterday, before that meeting, Radhesham Prabhu called me. And Pradeep Prabhu called me and Radhesham Prabhu in conference. So like that. So Radhesham Prabhu was calling, and Radhesham Prabhu told me that you gave this presentation about your Dwarka voice. It was so nice. Radhesham Prabhu has been appreciating this, your voice. Your voice so much, everywhere. I told about this that Radhesham Prabhu when he went, as soon as he left from Kharagpur, immediately he wrote a mail to many leaders, and there he told that Nimayan Das should present this to everyone. So Radhesham Prabhu has been appreciating so much everywhere, left and right. Yesterday he called me. He told, so Prabhu, tomorrow in this All India Youth Voice Preachers Meet, you should give a full presentation of what you gave me. I was like, this is a long presentation, and actually that meeting is supposed to be Radhesham Prabhu speaking. Not that anyone else is. Radhesham Prabhu gives 2 hours class there. So, but Radhesham Prabhu said, no, you take half an hour. You just speak it. After that, I'll speak. So then, anyways, because that was our order. So then I asked Radhesham Prabhu, what exactly you want me to speak? Like, what all things you felt I should speak about the voice? So then Radhesham Prabhu specially explained about how the devotees and voice together they cook. They cook prasadam for each other. This is such a wonderful culture. I want that you tell this and let every voice think how to implement. And then Prabhu was telling, and also tell that how each and every devotee is so simple, so humble, so wonderful devotees, because they are all rendering such wonderful services. They have such service attitude, and how they are filling sadhana card, how they are scoring so well, how they are having a study marathon for 108 hours, and in that way they are able to wonderfully balance everything, and how they are doing cleaning slots are there, 2D, 3D, 4D, 5D. Yes, Radhesham has written this in the mail. Written 2D, 3D, 4D, 5D. cleaning the air. I was like, I was thinking, but Raishampur told you have to speak all these things. So, I'm an older, I have to speak, I just speak these things out of fun, but I never know the way to speak it. So, and then he told how to do the cleaning, how to do the enthusiastically jumping, dancing, coming for morning program, sleeping early, it's everything, so he told give the whole report. And also they are doing preaching. They are balancing. There is wonderful preaching going on, there is wonderful cooking, they are doing menial services, they are engaged, they are doing so many wonderful things. So you present on that. So anyways, because it was an order coming, and so then I gave a presentation, and all devotees all over India, they were appreciating so much, so nice, happening in Dwarka voice. And then after my presentation, but question answers happened. So I explained it how we manage things. Many questions came. After that, Raishampur gave 1.5 hours class. And there Raishampur was explaining this point that how, then I understood why Raishampur asked me to present. He gave a whole class explaining that why this model, why what we are doing here in this voice is so wonderful. He was telling that there are many devotees. He was telling, now I'll tell you something very interesting. You will be happy to know, and by that you should understand that how what we are doing, how much essential it is to seriously continue. Rajan was telling that how regularly he was telling. He began the lecture by saying this, that you don't know how much mails I get regularly of students saying that I watched pornography. A devotee practicing very nicely, sincerely in the beginning days, but suddenly then after some time, falling back to the old bad habits. I watched this 30 things, I did this 30 things. And he said, it's not 1-2 mail, hundreds of mail, 200, 300 mails I have in my inbox, continuously of students coming writing to me like this. He was like, heavy. He's telling that, and why it's happening, he explained. Then he explained the main reason people do go for sense gratification is because the youthful energy, this currently we are youth, currently means still 56. ये मत बोलना प्रभु जी, मैं तो 28 का हो गया हूँ, अभी मैं बूढ़ा हो गया 28 का डबल होता है 56 ठीक है ना, बूढ़े मत होइए अभी ठीक है। मैं 28 बोला बिकॉज वो प्रशांत भी कभी ऐसा नहीं सोचते, वो तो पूरा बाइक पे क्या क्या सेवा करते हैं, he is always ready with all services. The point is that so we should not think that whether because there is youthful energy, if this youthful energy is not engaged in Krishna service, then this whole passion will go in these things, sense gratification. One will somehow or the other enter into these things. So that's why it's very important that all the devotees and boys should be thoroughly engaged. There should be a seva marathon, study marathon, like what Nemayananda Das is doing. Like that. Because again and again, whole class he just kept quoting me. And I was thinking that actually we did nothing, But all throughout the class, what was going on in my heart? I was just thinking, my God, so much is the expectation. Actually, we are so fallen people, hardly we are doing anything properly. But now so much of big expectation is coming. But then Swamiji, I felt that what's going on is so good. But we have to make sure that we continue. We have to continue. We have to see that if we continue this spirit, right, then only it will happen. And just like to come to a certain standard is easy, but to maintain, not easy. It will take efforts. So Maya will test. Maya will test by making us focus on the thing, any one of the thing. But when we have all these things, study marathon to balance studies. So that's why we should seriously try to do what is prescribed. The plan which is made for all of you is probably the best plan in the creation. Right? That's why Rai Shankar is just asking everyone to implement this plan. He's telling me, put this study marathon 108 hours, everyone can do it. And put this, and the yatras, I have so much yatras also, so much nourishment is also there. So they have camps also. So everything is like, it seems that everything is so nicely balanced, right? Everything is going on. But then we have to ensure health. Prabhu also told me to present on all these things. That we are using Bologna ghee, we are using cold press oil, we are using Misri, we are using. I spoke all that details. It was not a little comfortable for me to speak so much what we are doing, but what can be done? When order is given, we should just execute. We should not. And I could see devotees were so happy to get the report. One devotee shared with me, Shubham was there, Shubham was not here. So I was telling that, I was just, it's a side point in the presentation. I told that devotees sleep at 9 o'clock because one devotee goes and makes everyone sleep. So then later on in the comments, one devotee was saying that, oh, this point was so inspiring for me, because we have a devotee who goes in the morning and wake up everyone, but sleeping we never thought. Lights are switched off, every voices, but devotees don't sleep. So someone is there to make everyone sleep. That is very nice. But this we will try to implement now in our voice. So everyone learned so many things from what was presented, what's happening here. So I was thinking that so many good things are happening. But then the Maya comes like that, by telling that, oh, everything is alright. Now you are doing so good. Now, anytime, anything can go off by inattention. So that's why it's very necessary that we seriously learn to balance. And really do everything appropriately. And if we do that, if we really, we should not feel there too much, and we should. Can someone say this? That what is the benefit? Obviously, all of you are. Yesterday there was so much discussion, and I didn't hardly spoke, but so many other devotees had a discussion on what is the benefit of we cook model, what we are following, that devotees themselves cook. So just, I want to hear from all of you. I want to see that what all of you feel, what is the benefit of what we are currently doing, that devotees themselves cook. What is the benefit of it?
Relationship.
Who said relationship? This is a very deep benefit actually. And one of the deepest benefit which happens by this. Because you can't actually do anything better than this. For developing relationship, this is too good, because you are actually touching the heart of everyone, by cooking. What else?
Passion is engaged in cooking.
ठीक है, अभी आपने बहुत ज़्यादा आंसर दिया है अभी. You have to now control yourself after everyone's hands are over the list.
Future of everyone is
Money?
for future everyone is
Okay. Future life is blissful.
Sorted.
Whether if you become a grahastha, yesterday my brother, he was telling that अरे बहुत अच्छा है ना, क्योंकि क्या शादी के बाद तो कुकिंग करना आना चाहिए, सबको आना चाहिए. So if you become a grahastha, it's a big boon, because don't think that my wife will cook, at least in the modern time, maybe those days are gone. And even in the previous days, you get a wife like that, but still one should understand that wife will also fall sick, wife also goes home, so many things happen. If you know cooking, you can live independently, peacefully. Rather, you can cook for them also. You don't have to depend on anyone. Actually, brahmachari life actually gives that platform where actually one can become grahastha. If someone doesn't practice brahmachari life means you wash your own clothes, you wash your own room, you clean your own room, you wash your own clothes, you cook your own food. When you learn all these things, then you can become a grahastha. But if you don't practice brahmachari life, then you will not become grahastha. You will become frustrated. As soon as you get married, you will be super frustrated. Because you think that Some people want to get married, to a maid servant, not to a wife. They think that she will clean everything. She falls sick, she goes home, she has other issues. She is not your servant. You don't enter into marriage life with this idea. You should marry only to serve. Okay. There's another Mataji will come. I will serve her, so that she can go back to God. That's all. That should be the only attitude. Don't get married to enjoy. You'll be most miserable person in the world. Okay. If you have to get married, if you feel that kya zarurat hai, then be bindas like all of us. You don't have to enter in. But if you have to get married, get good training here in Brahmacharya. Yes, what else?
You are getting consciousness of you.
This is the point which I explained. And which Radheshambar also spoke this point. Radheshambar was telling, just see all these devotees in Dwarka boys, they are so pure, so simple, so nice, and they should be cooking. Not some cook coming and who don't have proper consciousness. These people should be cooking. Their cooking, their consciousness will really transform. Yes, Radheshambar's words. So appreciating all of you. But I'm saying this so that you understand that this is expected. This is what is expected from us by Prabhu. We should come to that. We should not think, oh, I have reached to the top. Now, after reaching to the top, what is the next point? Peak के बाद क्या आता है? Down आता है ना. So understand that this is expected. I am here. I am here, and Radheshambar is talking. Oh, all these devotees are here, Hey, Prabhuji, we are here. Prabhu is speaking like this, we are all sitting here, So that means what? That means Radheshambar is telling, publicly is telling. Now I am just thinking that if anyone comes to Dwarka boys, they will think, हाँ Radheshambar ने कुछ बताया था boys के बारे में. Dwarka boys.
You start touching her feet and then say you're Vaikuntha Vasi.
No, don't worry, इतना भी नहीं होने वाला. The point is that you should know that we should really try to be exemplary. Not just to show ourselves, but to really try to please the devotees. What you said? Very important point you said.
Consciousness.
Actually, consciousness is the deepest point because when in cooking prasadam this consciousness goes. So that's why when devotees cook with right consciousness. What else?
Selfless service attitude to devotees.
We develop, those who cook, they develop selfless service. Because there is nothing you are getting in return. Maybe you get praise 1 time, 2 times in a whole semester. You may cook so much and you may get praise only 1-2 times max. It's really selfless service. कोई पूछता भी नहीं है. और थोड़ा सा प्रसाद खराब हुआ तो surely कोई नहीं पूछेगा because no one want to criticize you. Right? प्रसाद अच्छा हुआ तो शायद पूछेंगे और कभी कभी खराब होने पर ज़्यादा पूछ सकते हैं. आज प्रसाद किसने बनाया? मुझे शुभम से पूछ लीजिए, मुझे नहीं पता. Like that. जबकि कितना मेहनत लगता है ना. थोड़ा सा खराब हुआ तो तो मुझे इतना मेहनत तो किया ना मैंने. Krishna sees the effort I heard, Why you are so much upset? So really, it makes you selfless. You can't get anything out of doing this service except for real satisfaction in your heart that you serve devotees. That is the real thing, real wealth.
We get blessings of our
Devotees in the heart, because most of the time, 99.999% time, prasadam is very tasty. Right? So then, as it goes inside, immediately the blessing comes out. And yesterday I saw the sabji, I was just seeing the sabji, I said, the sight is so pleasing, right? And immediately Jyotirmay Prabhu gave me prasad. So the sight of sabji is so pleasing. Who cooked today prasad? Who cooked this?
Ankit. Ankit.
And Ankit Prabhu says Milan Prabhu. So Milan Prabhu and Ankit Prabhu. Both get credit. So sight is so pleasing. Then after that I took one more. So taste is so pleasing. So the prasadam should be sudrashya, suswastha, suswada, sugandha. Right? All these things. These are the four characteristics of prasad. It should be like even pleasing to see, look at. It should be smelling. Should be nice and smelling. It should have nice taste and it should be healthy. Like that. So all characteristics. Blessings. So we get blessings out of it. What else is it?
Management also actually. Management. In a way, if time is less and you have to put management is also.
Initially, we can learn management because
We can learn
sometimes
management, you are saying. Huh? We can learn.
Dealing with devotees or dealing with if we 5 or 6 are there and at the same time.
We can learn management in cooking.
like prasadam has to be wasted time, but
Wasted
sometimes
time.
Dealing with devotees, we can add in kitchen, dealing with devotees.
What else is it? Cooking management also we do. That's very wonderful thing, because it's not that you have unlimited time to cook. You have a limited time, limited ingredients, and very good. What else? Time management basically.
Once I heard that by cooking for Krishna, the craving inside our heart gets satisfied.
The sense graduation propensity keeps going down. Heart is cleansed of these all desires. Those who cook, the item you cook, you don't have so much craving to it. Half cooked prasadam is over. So so maybe we can.
one more point. So during cooking, we invest our whatever we say passion or youthful energy into how it can be improved more and more, and how to please Vaishnavas more and more, how to improve the taste more and more.
This is the point I wanted to elaborate. Invest consciousness and how to, what you said? Improve. With this idea of how to improve my service is very, very powerful. What it does is that when we are improving our service, and we are applying our consciousness more and more. So I was just thinking that this is one thing in regard to cooking we can all also focus on from now onwards. Is that this is a thought that we can also, we wish that we can work in that kind of, everything is going very well, but we can now work on recipe, on making a better and better recipe. Everyone can do that. How to do that? How each and everyone can do. That everyone can try to focus on making some few recipes very nicely. Don't try to become expert in everything. Okay, right? So everyone, how many of you do cooking in a week? Sometime. Chapati making, cooking, and work on chapati making. Okay, how many of you do apart from chapati making, cooking? Okay, not including her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's all. Only 8 devotees. 9, 10. That's all, no? Some devotees may not be here, I think. Take it. So everyone, whoever is cooking, or whoever wants to learn cooking also in the future, so everyone can try to focus on 2 or 3 maximum special items, and they can repeatedly cook it. Okay. what will happen by that? Instead of learning many new items, you repeatedly cook one item and try to become good at it. Because you don't have to cook in a week more than 3 times. Na? More than 3 times कोई cooking करता है in a week? Anyone? Oh, no. It's not. So maximum you may have to cook 3 items max. How many of you cook only twice in a week? Minimum 2 times in a week. Minimum 2 times. 1, 2, 3. Minimum 2 times. How many of you cook 3 times? Only Aaron. Chapati making also is cooking. So what we can do, we can try to, those who are making chapati, they can work on chapati. So we can try to more focus on improving, okay, rather than learning new things, okay. So in that way we can help. So at least I was thinking at least 6 times we can cook one item and then we can learn something new. And when we learn something new also, instead of experimenting, we can assist someone who knows already the item and we can try to assist him 2 times and then make it. So let's work nicely to make a wonderful bhoga for the Lord. Right salt, right mishri, everything. And in that way we can do this service nicely. Apart from that, tomorrow we are having a wonderful festival. Okay. As you can see, the last festival of the semester. So very important that today also we can try to call well-wishers also, because tomorrow is a combined festival. We were trying to keep 2 separate programs, but somehow the other it became one. So finally it has become one now, tomorrow at 11:30. So please call all your first year boys also and all your friends also. Okay, and give count of your first years to Shivam Prabhu and all your well wishers to Saurabh Prabhu or Jyotirmay Prabhu. Count किसको देना है? Well wishers का? या Milan Prabhu? Saurabh Prabhu. So Saurabh Prabhu, give count of well wishers to Saurabh Prabhu. Give count of first years to Shivam Prabhu and invite everyone. So do some good follow-up. It's very important that we are in touch. Especially understand that we should balance preaching also. We are doing cooking also. We are doing preaching also. We should balance preaching. So preaching also very important. So especially now December month is coming, and in our last at least 2-3 years of preaching experience, we have seen this is the major drop. We call this phenomena as December drop. So December drop time is coming. So now how to minimize December drop? December drop means people go for winter holidays and they go away from Krishna consciousness. Huh? December to February pura. But December drop is a major factor, after which, after people come to Sankalpa, the drop is little less. But this is the major drop which happens of the count, because they go home and something happens there. So that's why our Shivam Prabhu, Aaron Prabhu, Yogesh Prabhu, they are planning wonderful daily MMC and book reading, daily book reading, MMC, and weekly, and not weekly, but 2 programs in the entire December. We'll have 2 special weekly programs by alumni. Okay, we'll try to invite His Grace Vyas Acharya Prabhu, Mr. Vishal, Dr. Vishal Kaushal, who is DR1 IIT Kharagpur Computer Science Department, 2004 batch, working in Amazon. Very, very dynamic Grahastha devotee. And so we'll try him, and also we'll try, let us see who else. If possible, Path Prabhu from MIT. Let's see, we have to work out. But point is that let us stay in touch. Let us make a nice plan of staying in touch with the first years. So do a wonderful preaching. Although we are doing so many other things, but in real sense the preaching part is really, really we need to work very sincerely. So let us all try our best to do this follow-up preaching. So this missionary spirit is very, very important in our lives. So we'll keep that. And another very important thing, which I would like to really very, very seriously emphasize, even more than what other two things I said. I talked of cooking, I talked of follow-up, but even more than that, I want to emphasize on
Studies, morning program.
study marathon. Haribo. So study marathon is begun long back. So more than 10 days are passed.
That's the
Huh? Wait, not 2, 3
10
days.
days.
10 days have passed.
10, 11 days.
Yeah, 11 days have passed. 11 days have passed. No, 12 days have passed. It started on 19th of October. Started the 20.
20 actually.
Started 20 October we started the marathon. So study marathon is going on right now. So hence we request each and every devotee to really study very seriously. 100 hours is minimum. No? Okay, minimum. जैसे 16 rounds minimum. उससे कोई 100 hours क्या है? Minimum है. ये मत सोचिएगा 100 hours मेरे को पहुंचना है. 100 hours is minimum. उसके आगे पढ़ सकते हैं. पर 100 hours से नीचे नहीं होना चाहिए. ठीक है? This time we give prizes those who cross 100. This time I think we should also give punishment those who don't cross 100. Right? So we really want everyone to study very seriously. Okay? So please begin that study marathon seriously. If you are already begin seriously study marathon. So, okay, very good. Very happy to see 5 devotees already began seriously. Those who have not seriously begun, please begin now. That's why tomorrow is the last program. Okay. So tomorrow last program. After tomorrow's program, there should not be any excuse because we are not going to have any programs this semester now. The next program will be Kirtan night after Endsam. The last day of Endsam. That's the next program. And after that next day of Kirtan night, we are going to Yatra, half day Yatra to Dharanda. Haribo. Either Dharanda or let us see. One day Yatra, we can have one day Yatra. One day Yatra somewhere, let us see. And then we'll go to Dharanda. Vishnupur, how many of you have not gone? we can plan Vishnupur also. Let us see. Okay, so our Dharanda, we can plan something in the plan. So the point is that so let us balance. Let us not be distracted to one thing and forget other, neglect other. In that way we will not be carried by Maya. We will always be Krishna conscious. And the only thing which we have to make zero is
Sense gratification.
Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I extended a lot. मैं आप सब लोग को खूब भूखा रखता हूँ. Please forgive me. Let's take prasad immediately. Jump for prasad. जय श्री श्री राधा गोविंद भगवान की जय. जय मां बुद्ध सुधा मैया की जय. मिठाई गौरंग भगवान की जय. जय गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. मिठाई गौर प्रेमानंदे.
Thank you.